Philip "Rusty" Rastelli, the boss of the Bonanno crime family, was a man shrouded in fear and respect within the New York mafia world. His reign was marked by his calculated brutality, cunning strategies, and a cold, business-like approach to crime that set him apart from many other mobsters of his era, especially those involved in the drug trade. Here's why Rastelli was feared and the events that solidified his fearsome reputation. 1. Strategic mind and ruthlessness. Rastelli wasn't just another mobster looking for a quick buck, he was a strategist. Unlike many drug dealers who operated with a short-term mindset, focusing only on immediate profits, Rastelli had a long-term vision for the Bonanno family. He understood that to maintain power, the family needed to control not just the drug trade, but also legitimate businesses and labor unions. This strategic thinking made him unpredictable and dangerous. One of the most notorious examples of his ruthlessness was the way he dealt with dissent within the Bonanno family. When Carmine Galante, a powerful capo within the family, became too ambitious and tried to take over as boss, Rastelli orchestrated his assassination. On July 12, 1979, Galante was gunned down in a Brooklyn restaurant, a hit that was sanctioned by the commission but executed under Rastelli's orders. This act sent a clear message: anyone who challenged Rastelli's authority would be dealt with swiftly and violently. 2. Control over the labor unions. Rastelli's control over labor unions, particularly the vending machine union, was one of the key factors that made him so feared. He leveraged this control to extort businesses and dominate the illegal gambling and loan sharking operations. His influence over the unions wasn't just about money, it was about power. By controlling the unions, Rastelli could manipulate entire industries, which gave him an edge over other crime families and their drug operations. One of the most significant events highlighting this power was the Concrete Club scandal in the 1980s. Rastelli and other mafia bosses had infiltrated the construction industry, manipulating contracts for major projects in New York City. This control meant that anyone who wanted to do business in the city had to pay tribute to Rastelli and his associates. The fear of crossing Rastelli was so intense that many businesses complied without question, knowing the deadly consequences of defiance. 3. The Rusty era and his influence. Philip Rastelli was known as Rusty not just because of his nickname, but because of the era he represented, a time when the mafia was shifting from traditional rackets like gambling and prostitution to more sophisticated and profitable enterprises, including drug trafficking. Rastelli, however, was cautious about the drug trade. He understood the immense profits but also recognized the risks, particularly the increased law enforcement scrutiny it attracted. Despite his caution, Rastelli allowed certain factions within the Bonanno family to engage in drug trafficking, but he maintained strict control. His subordinates feared him because they knew that any misstep in this highly profitable yet dangerous trade could result in their death. This fear was not unfounded. Rastelli was known for ordering hits on members of his own family who disobeyed his orders or attracted too much attention from the authorities. 4. The silent power. Unlike flamboyant mobsters who flaunted their wealth and power, Rastelli operated from the shadows. His reserved nature made him even more terrifying because his enemies never knew what he was planning. He ruled with an iron fist but kept a low profile, making it difficult for law enforcement to gather evidence against him. Even while incarcerated, Rastelli continued to run the Bonanno family with precision. His ability to exert control from behind bars only added to his fearsome reputation. Other drug dealers might have been feared on the streets, but Rastelli's power was systemic. He controlled entire networks of crime that extended beyond the reach of any single law enforcement operation. 5. The trial and final days. Rastelli's reign came under intense pressure in the late 1980s when he was convicted of racketeering and sentenced to 12 years in prison. Even then, his name struck fear in the hearts of those who might have considered betraying him. Many of his associates remained loyal, fearing retribution even after his incarceration. Rastelli's death in 1991 marked the end of an era for the Bonanno family. However, the fear he instilled in his enemies and associates alike endured, a testament to his ruthless leadership and the calculated way he maintained control over one of the most powerful crime families in New York. Conclusion. Philip Rastelli was feared not because of the drugs he dealt or the violence he wielded, but because of his strategic mind, his control over key industries, and his ability to inspire loyalty and fear even in his absence. His legacy is one of calculated brutality, a reminder that true power in the mafia comes not just from the ability to kill, but from the ability to control and outmaneuver all who stand in your way. Thanks for tuning into Sika True Crime Docs. If you enjoyed this story, Don't forget to like and subscribe for more captivating tales. Your support helps us keep bringing these stories to life. See you in the next episode.